All right, guys, we're gonna move on to our next order of business. Jonathan's gonna get really angry for a second. So, Jonathan, just get really angry, please. Just
just say the word. Just say the word, and it'll instantly cut off. Just say the word, and it'll cut off.
Titans. Oh man. He does birthday parties. No. So we got a hot take. Okay, hot take with Jonathan. Also known as Chocolate Columbo.
Chocolate Columbo.
But
can I rant real quick, please?
Yes, you can, and I'm gonna join in. Now, no spoilers. Jonathan has watched the entire season.
I'm gonna try my hardest not to spoil it.
It's all right.
I want to start off with I pulled off.
Let me introduce you properly. Okay, he has watched the entirety of season 3 of Titans, and he called me last night and he was like, "Have you watched Titans yet?" And I said, "No." So my wife and I caught up to halfway through the season because we were like a quarter of the way through. And he was like, "I'm so angry," and I was like, "Oh my gosh!" I could hear it in his voice. So, anyways, go ahead, Jonathan. Go ahead.
Tell us your mind. I will say this: I've cooled down because I found some like-minded people who agree with me, and I got to vent my frustrations outwardly in a I just kind of yelled at my phone because I was like listening to them talk, and then I would pause it, and I'd be like, "Yeah, that doesn't make sense either. I don't get why that's in there." But I've calmed down. I'll acknowledge that I've calmed down a little bit. I'm not as hot as I was, especially because we're not talking about the entire season. I can't be as heated because it really, really gets crappy at the end. I'll say that much. It gets really, really crappy at the end. The middle is not any better, but like it's just the worst of it is at the end of the show. My number one issue with the show is these aren't heroes. None of these people you can categorize as hero. Like, tell me one person on this show who you would say was an actual hero in the show. Like one person who actually did something heroic and who wasn't like just marred with moral failures. One person in that show. I can't think of anybody in the show. Like I was asking myself this earlier. Like, can I say Raven? Like, I don't know. She's kind of like doing weird stuff in the background, but she's missing for most of the season. So we don't even really know what's going on with her until like halfway through the season's over. Can I say Donna? Well, she's dead half the time, so like we can't talk about her either. And she basically tells this kid like, "Yeah, just stay dead." But anyway, who can we say? Who can we say in this show who has been a hero? Like Hank dies in episode 3. You can't say he's a hero. And
he was becoming one too.
Yeah, he was.
He was becoming a hero.
Like I think he was him and Donna were two of my favorite characters because you can see their transitional growth through the season. Seasons. I mean, they played on this whole will they, won't they kind of deal for a little bit too long than I would have liked it. But I saw like him trying to do better, even though he had this really weird line where he was talking about killing Jason like out of nowhere. He was just like, "Yeah, let's kill the guy." And I was like,
"What?"
So how can you say any of these people are heroes? Like they have so many moral failures. Always like just constantly they're constantly failing to meet up to the expectation of what a hero is actually supposed to be. Like if Superman exists in this universe, he's doing a horrible job of being Superman because he should bring them down immediately. They are all bad people and they deserve to be in jail. Like what happened to Nightwing going to jail? Remember in season 2 when he beat those cops up? He literally beat them up. He put probably 2 of them in the hospital and he was in jail and then he broke out. And why isn't he back in jail? He's like walking around GCPD without his mask on, just like, yeah, I know I was supposed to be in jail, but now I'm out, so whatever.
No consequences.
Yeah, he's acting like a cop. He still has his badge. How does he still have his badge when he went to jail? You don't get to be a cop after going to jail. Like he went to max penitentiaries, like he went to the max. Like this wasn't like a normal jail cell he went to. And he broke out and he's still walking around like he's a cop. How does this make any sense? And I think that's my biggest issue with the show is there's zero consequences for any of their character actions. There's literally no consequences for anything they do in the show. And the show just continues to reaffirm that they're heroes. Like, hey, don't forget, these are the Titans. They're the heroes of the show. They're the ones who are saving the day. And I'm like, I don't trust you to save the day for anything because you're just going to kill somebody. You might just kill this guy right here or kill that guy right there. It doesn't matter as long as you at the end beat the bad guy. But you don't actually be a hero in the midst of it. And the crux of being a hero in the comics, at least, has always been that you do the right thing no matter the consequences. No matter what it costs you, you're going to do the right thing. If it costs you your life, oh well, you did the right thing. That's what's the most important thing. That's what separates the Jokers from the Batmans, is that Batman's always willing to do the right thing regardless of the consequences. Regardless of what it takes, regardless of what he has to go through, he'll put his body through the most strenuous things possible if it means that he gets to do the right thing. And that's all. That's what it means to be a hero in a nutshell. But this movie doesn't teach you that. It teaches you that it doesn't matter what you do, as long as you call yourself a hero, then you're fine. Like, as long as you call yourself a hero and you wear the hero title, then anything else you do doesn't matter. It's all absolved. All the other stuff you do is absolved, because guess what? You're a hero. You matter, and you're a hero because you call yourself a hero, and that's all that matters. It's all that matters in reality, is that you call yourself a hero, and as long as you call yourself a hero, then whatever you do, we'll just forget it. Just forget it. Just forget it. Just forget that you, Dawn, beat up a bunch of bank employees who had nothing to do with anything that was going on with you. They weren't evil guys. They weren't bad guys. They were probably making minimum wage. You came and beat them up. You beat them up, and there was zero responsibility for that. You beat them up in costume. Zero responsibility for that. And then you went to go and kill a guy. You went to go kill a kid. He's a teenager. You went and shot a gun at him to literally kill him. Zero responsibility. And she used to just walk off into the sunset like nothing happened. How can I call these people heroes? Nightwing's breaking arms and busting heads with zero accountability from Batman. And let me not even start on Batman, because this is literally the worst iteration of Batman we've ever seen on TV, on film, on anything. In the comic, this is worse than Shark Batman, who had the shark repellent in his little bat kit. This is worse than Credit Card Batman with the nipples. This is the worst Batman we've ever seen. He's inept. He's so bad at his job. He doesn't know anything that's going on. He doesn't know that Jason has been cooking meth for months. For months, he doesn't know that Jason's been working with Scarecrow. For months, he doesn't know any of this. How can you call yourself a detective? He don't know any of this that's going on. How? How can he call himself a detective? He doesn't know this is going on. He doesn't know that in a previous life, in a previous iteration, in a previous couple years ago, that Barbara Gordon and Dick Grayson were running around Gotham stealing stuff, literally robbing people of their valuables, doing criminal activity, the same things that he would arrest people for, he would hang people off buildings
for kicks too.
Yeah, just for kicks. They weren't even doing it for like we were trying to help an orphanage. They were just doing it for kicks. How can we call these people heroes? How can we say this is a hero show when these people are so bad and they don't take responsibility for none of their actions? Starfire's sister, Blackfire, killed her parents and her husband. And Starfire's like, you know what? The right thing to do is to let you go. Boop. Like, what? How is that the right thing to do? She committed crimes. If you forgot what happened at the end of season 2, he basically took over this woman's body who had kids in the car and just left the kids and walked away. This woman has never been seen again. Her kids are probably in the foster care system now. She got arrested by the government for doing this. And Starfire's like, well, the right thing to do is to let you go. Boop. Like, how is that the right thing to do? What is this? What is this show? What is this show? How are these heroes? How are these heroes? Gar literally killed a bunch of people in season 2, and we don't even talk about it. Like, he literally killed people. Nightwing's like, well, you were under control, so I guess that's okay. And it's like, that's it? That's it? He doesn't feel any guilt about the people he killed? He killed them. They're dead. They're not coming back. They work for the government. We forget sometimes that these people are just common people. They're everyday people, and they don't get to go back and see their families anymore because you killed them. And you're supposed to be the hero. Like, this show makes zero.
I've noticed. So I'm on episode 7, and I had to cut in because you were going there for a while, and I was like, okay, I need to interrupt. I noticed they also are much easier to forgive their enemies than their friends.
Absolutely.
In this show,
absolutely.
There was the scene where Starfire comes in and like starts shooting at Beast Boy, and then she's like, "Whoa, what am I doing?" And he's like, "Get away from me! Get away!" And I was like, "Bro, she obviously like."
She obviously didn't mean to do it. She obviously didn't mean to do it.
He was like, "Get away from me, you freak!" And I was like, "She's your." She's like, "It's like she's your friend.
The
Like, what are
green
you
kid.
doing?"
The green kid is calling someone a freak. Oh god. Or the
And
fact that Nightwing, he literally knew where Deathstroke lived, walked to his house, met with him, talked to him, and didn't arrest him. Deathstroke is literally a psychopathic murderer. He's a serial killer. He should be in jail, not sitting in a comfy couch talking down to Nightwing.
well,
Like he's better than him.
to be fair, I think just to be fair to the show, at that point,
Oh my gosh.
he is a supervillain. I'm pretty sure he was like, I can't just like arrest this dude. That's
Yes,
not
you
gonna
can.
work.
Yes, yeah. Or
No,
you try at least try. Don't just. He literally talked down
so
to
he's
Nightwing. He told Nightwing he was his moral better. He's like, I'm better than you. I'm morally superior to you, and I have every right to talk down to you like you're some little kid who stole from a candy box. Like this is not the same. These are not equivalents. You can't make this equivalent. You killed numerous people for money. Yeah, I got your son killed, but you're the one who stabbed him. You're the one who stabbed him. And you killed numerous people for money. Like these are not morally equivalent. Don't even start on why Batman kills Joker. That is just insane. That is so stupid.
What I thought was crazier was that I literally thought there was gonna be some sort of trick or reason for why Batman did. I was like, that's not a Batman thing at
back,
all.
maybe Trigon's back, and maybe we're hallucinating again.
Yeah, well, I thought, maybe that's not really Batman. Maybe that's somebody walking around as Batman, And I was like, maybe it's like Clayface or something. And nope, it's not. It's Batman. And the other thing was, it made no sense. Like they treat Batman as if he like literally like physically and emotionally scarred all the Robins for life. And I'm like, that's Batman for real would have made sure that didn't happen.
Yeah.
He would have been like, I'm not allowing that to happen, because he didn't want any of the Robins to get involved. He never did. He always told them no, and they would keep pressing, and he'd be like, all right, if that's what you want to do.
Yeah.
Like,
and a lot of them were like, I'm going to do it either way. Like, either you help me do it, or I'm going to do it.
I'm just going to show up. Yeah, I'm just going to be out there. And so he's like, all right, I guess I'll train you, and I'll teach you. And they're like, Bruce made me do it. And he sicked wolves on me in the woods. And I was like, that's not what Batman would do. Like, he would not do, like, that makes no sense at all.
It's this word gritty. The word gritty has been so manipulated and overused in all of comics. And it's done. Like, it's done too many times, and it's not done well every time. Like, Invincible is gritty. I love that about the show because they do it well. Like, The Boys is gritty. I love that, and they do it well. Everything else needs to stop being gritty. No more gritty. We don't want gritty anymore, okay? We're done with gritty. Do something else. Do something different, okay? Like, the Teen Titans is not a gritty show. It shouldn't be gritty. It should never be gritty. It's not a gritty. They're not a gritty team. They're a very pop, fun team. Like, go back and look at the original Teen Titans colors. Like, their colors jump off the page at you because it's so live and bright. So this was never supposed to be that way. Like, this gritty take on Nightwing. Nightwing's not a gritty character. He's the opposite of Batman. Literally, he's trying to be like the antithesis Batman. Batman's all dark and broody. He's like making jokes while he's kicking people in the face. Like, these are the difference.
He's actually compared to Spider-Man a lot.
A lot of people compare him to Spider-Man. Exactly. Or the fact that Barbara Gordon had the gall. She had the gall to tell Bruce that he was as bad as Joker. She has zero. She doesn't know anything about Joker if she says that. If she says that, she doesn't know anything about Joker. She knows nothing about Joker. He didn't kill her. He wasn't the one who paralyzed her. That wasn't him. It was somebody else. It must have been, because she doesn't know anything about Joker. And she thinks Bruce is in at any way comparable to a homicidal maniac. Anyway.
Are you upset? Were you upset with the twist of Scarecrow training Jason?
Not really, but I was upset with how quickly Jason gave up the goods. He gave it up so quickly. It wasn't even like a second thought. He was just like, okay, I'll tell you everything. But
he's like, I'll give you information. Yeah.
What?
Which that's actually in the comics, like, his character is actually more tight. He keeps his mouth shut more than probably the other Robins, I would say.
He would never
because he's
he would
super
never
he's
do
super
that.
actually the whole reason he turns is because he's like, I was so dependable to you,
Yeah.
and you threw me away like I was garbage. That's what he views Batman as in like the comics, right? In the Under the Red Hood story, because he's like I didn't say anything about you, I didn't do this, and you couldn't even save me, and not only that, you wouldn't even kill him,
Yeah.
for that. And so he's like,
They
I must be worth nothing to you.
they
And
butchered the
they
entire story. They butchered the story. It's just they've
I
absolutely mutilated it.
I
Mutilated
understand.
it.
I will say this. I understand why they tried to change the story, because it's been in the recent 3 years. It's been told like a bunch of times.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
so obviously you got to change it up a little bit. But I don't know. It just I think the way they did the character of Jason,
It's just
of
bad.
Jason Todd being Red Hood, was bad.
Yeah.
Also, can we talk about that really random Lazarus pit?
Oh my gosh. Oh. Batman doesn't know anything. He doesn't even know there's a Lazarus pit in his city.
Underneath Arkham.
That
That's
Ra's has been planning something from the beginning in his own city. Batman doesn't know anything about it. He's just completely clueless.
Arkham Asylum, where he knows all the criminals live, where he obviously would have plans of the place where all of his evil criminals that he fights live, because he doesn't want to make sure they get out or something.
I can't wait till you finish this season. It just
they
gets
just like
so much worse. It gets so much worse.
I was kind of laughing inside my head, because I was like, they're just like randomly walking around Arkham Asylum, like they're just like, oh, Arkham Asylum, I'm here, and I'm like nobody's like arresting him, nobody's like literally, and I was kind of like, how did Jason get into Arkham Asylum? Like,
That's
how did
what
he
I was
even
wondering too. And I was like, okay, I can give him the benefit of doubt. Maybe he used his Bruce Wayne privilege to walk into Arkham Asylum like that. But you would think Bruce would be notified. Like, he would be notified, hey, Jason Todd came to see the Scarecrow. That's kind of weird.
Yeah.
But it just I was appalled at how fast Jason gave Batman up. Like, it's one thing to be hurt by Batman and want to get back at him, but to reveal his secret identity, where the Batcave is, how to get in, all the secret passcodes, to reveal who Nightwing is, like to just give everything away.
To be fair, Dick even references that. He's like, I can't believe you gave everything to him. And I was like, yeah, that's
everything,
true.
Everything. Yeah. And he didn't get anything. He didn't really get anything substantial in return. He got a drug that supposedly makes him fearless, but he was still kind of scared when he walked into the Joker's pit. And like power, maybe, but that was only on the caveat that they actually beat Batman and Nightwing. Like, and none of this. He gave it all up so quickly. I was just like, that is astounding that you could give it up so quickly for nothing. He wasn't even being tortured. It was just like, in a sense, I want to know everything about Batman. It's like, no.
I also hate how, like, in this show so far, literally everybody, there's no leader ever.
Yeah.
There's never a leader who's just like, guys, come on, we need to look up and we need to go forward.
Yeah.
And I know we all have personal problems and stuff, but we're just gonna push through. There's never one person, like, after season 2, I was like, great, I'm not gonna get whiny, sad Nightwing anymore. And that's not, I mean, I'll be honest, he's not as bad as in the last 2 seasons, but I'm still getting him every once in a while. Also, I hated how when he went out into the forest and he got shot and everybody was like, you literally got shot and you're just going to move around and do all this. It's like, he's like, I was like, don't we all do this? We all have the same job, right? Like, we all have the same job. We all put our lives on the line. Like, can we move forward a little bit? Like, I don't know. That was my take.
Or how stupid was it when Starfire comments, when they tell her Jason's dead, she goes, yeah, Jason was so stupid. He just didn't learn his lesson. Like, okay, well, he's dead now. You want to keep speaking poorly about him? Like, and she's like, you guys need to make sure that you don't be like Jason when you grow up. Like, dang, okay, he was a teammate. You guys really did not like Jason. Like,
no wonder he turned. Like,
for some reason, you guys really had it out for this kid, and he didn't even do anything to deserve it.
Also, you know what was weird is that they thought that he died in the second season. Didn't they? Didn't they think he died?
No. When?
What happened? Oh wait, no, he got caught by
He got caught by
Superboy.
Superboy. Super caught him.
Didn't they think he
Yeah.
died at one point? Weren't they told he was dead?
I don't remember.
Oh,
I think
okay.
he got captured
Anyway.
by Deathstroke. He got captured by Deathstroke. But I'm not sure if he died or not. Or they
Okay.
thought he was dead. Because I remember Nightwing going to go save him.
I mean,
I
I
just
know
think
he.
there's
Yeah.
so many like small things that happen in the show that just are completely pointless. They're just pointless to the story. They have no meaning towards the overall arc of the story or the character. They just like, and this tells me that this show has been cut to like absolute crap. Like someone just came in with an editing tool and was just like, cut this out, cut that out, cut this out, cut that out, cut this out. Because sometimes people say stuff and they just say it and then it just flashes to another scene. And it's like, why did he do that? There was no reason for him to say that. Why did you show me that scene in the first place? That has no bearing on the story.
I think one thing that I'm noticing, I'm sure the show has a lot of different problems,
Yes.
in my opinion. But one of the problems I'm noticing is they're taking too many liberties with, kind of like, for instance, sometimes you watch a comic book movie and they're like, we have a lot of fans watching this, so fans will understand if we, for instance, Suicide Squad. At the beginning, they show those really quick clips, and they're like, fans will understand that we can't go through every single character, and most fans know who these characters are already. So we're not going to spend a lot of time talking about each character, right? So that's a liberty they took, being like, fans are going to watch this. They do that a lot in Titans, where like they don't explain what a Lazarus pit is. It's just there. And they're just like, it's a Lazarus pit. And they're like, and then they name drop Ra's al Ghul as if that's supposed to mean something to everybody. And it's like, why is he even here? How is a Lazarus pit here? Like, what even is a Lazarus pit? Like, I know what a Lazarus pit is.
That was my question. How did the Lazarus pit get there? Because it sounded like they were saying, like, he put it there. And I'm like, I don't think that's the way it works.
I don't think so either.
I think there are hot spots around the globe that Batman found them. But I think Ray is like, I have the power of the Lazarus pit, and he just like injects it into the ground. I don't think that's the way it works.
No, I don't think so either. But that's kind of how they made it seem.
Yeah.
And so they've been doing all these things where they're just like, oh, they understand. Like, they know about Lazarus pits, and they know about all this different. And I was just like, this is so. I don't know. Like, you gotta like it's almost like they don't care about the extra detail going on in the show.
Yeah. I don't think they should have done Black. I don't think they should have done Red Hood this season. This season should have been about Starfire. It should have been about Starfire and Tamarin and her sister. That's what it should have been about. Like, we were getting this build up since season 1 when she's trying to figure out who she is. We've been getting this build up of, oh, your sister's coming, your sister's coming, your sister's coming, your sister's coming, your sister's coming. And then at the end of season 2, we get that clip of her sister turning into a different person. How did that even happen, first of all? And then she walks out into the camera, and you're like, okay, Blackfire's coming. That's the next villain. And then out of nowhere, we're doing Jason Todd plus Blackfire on top of that. Like, what? And now Blackfire's not bad. What?
And it makes both like it weakens the plot, both plots, because there's two.
Yes.
Because there's two, both are unimportant. It's almost like it's literally like Daredevil season 2. So like everything goes back to Daredevil with me. No, but Adel and I are watching Daredevil season 2 right now. And the thing I told her was, I was like, I like this season, but the thing I don't like about it is there's basically two storylines going on. There's the Punisher one, and then there's the one with Elektra, spoilers, that leads up to the Defenders, which they had to do. And while I like the actress who plays Elektra, the Elektra one is so less interesting.
Yeah,
I agree. It's not. It's kind of like not even important to the story, to the season 2 storyline. And so that's kind of how I feel about Titans. Is like, they have all these storylines going on, and it's like, there's one that kind of drives the season, and it's like, I care about that one. I really don't care about what's going on with Superboy right now. That should be a whole separate storyline where he's dealing with being half Lex Luthor, half Superman. I don't really get into all that. Beast Boy, like, and I get having character beats where you want to show growth of characters, but they should be all around the main storyline, right?
Exactly.
They shouldn't be like almost like separate storylines themselves. It's like, oh my gosh.
Then it feels like you're forcing them all together just to finish the main storyline, instead of because like, and that's the problem with the show is that there's so many unresolved storylines that we're still kind of asking what happened with this storyline.
Mhm.
Like the fact that we don't see Raven until mid-season is just like insane. She was literally the OG member of the original season 1 Titans, and we don't see
Mhm.
her till literally halfway through the season.
Yeah, I haven't seen her yet, but I knew she was going to be in this season, so I'm not
Yeah.
like shocked by that. But I am kind of wondering like why it's taking her so long, and I'm kind of like that's weird
Well,
that we
even
haven't
like if
seen
we
her.
could just get like a little glimpse of Themyscira and what she's doing there, earlier in the season, instead of having Beast Boy do some kind of weird talking to himself thing where he's like, "Well, I know you're in Themyscira helping people," and he's like talking to himself weirdly.
Mhm.
It's just like that's not helping us be interested in these characters when you have all these separate plot lines that have nothing to do with the main story, but they're
Mhm.
all like scattered, but they all feel like their own main storyline. Like for
Yeah.
Starfire, that feels like her main story is about that. She could care less about Jason Todd than she cares about what.
Yeah, I would agree. I would agree. She seems very taken away from the Jason Todd thing.
Yeah,
And it's
yeah,
funny because they're supposed to be a team, but
yeah.
it does not
It
feel like
doesn't.
it doesn't feel like they're attacking Jason Todd as
Yeah,
a team.
and that's what they keep telling us. They keep telling us this is a family. Jason was one of us. We got to go help him. And I'm like, I don't feel like that he is. None of you
Yeah.
liked Jason when he was here.
Mhm.
All of you really kind of like were like, I hope he leaves. Nightwing
Yeah.
even tried to kick him out a couple times, and he was about to commit suicide because you guys didn't like him. So like, I don't feel like this is really a family at all. I feel like this is just a bunch of people who happen to
Mhm.
be in the same place at the same time to team up to beat one person,
Mhm.
to beat
What
Deathstroke or whatever.
Yeah. What's weird is like season 2 they actually felt like more of a family because they were
Yeah,
living in the same area and they were interacting and it was all about Deathstroke for the most
yeah,
part. It was pretty
yeah.
much
Until they
all
all
about Deathstroke.
until they punched Nightwing in the face for telling them that Deathstroke actually killed the kid. Like that was a big surprise. Oh
I
no,
know.
you didn't! Bam! Like what? No one would react like that. No rational person would be like, you know what? I'm out of here. Like what?
Because you kept a secret. And it's like I don't know. It's just ridiculous. Anyways. Yeah, I agree. I agree. But yes, season 3 and Jonathan, what have we been talking about the whole time? You're gonna watch season 4 anyways.
Yes, and that's the caveat to all of this is that I am a hypocrite. I'm the biggest hypocrite of all. I hate this show to my boiling point, but I am going to watch season 4 because look, guys, look. I've loved Teen Titans since I was a kid. That was my favorite group of heroes. Before even the animated series came out, I loved Teen Titans. That was my favorite group of heroes. And then the animated show came out, and I loved them even more. So I have an attachment to these characters that supersedes the stupid show. Okay. And so we've been hearing rumors of a Titan show for so many years that I'm
Mhm.
attached to it. Okay. I love the idea of a Titan show. And I'm sticking around in the hopes that they're going to turn this around somehow. And if not, I'm going to keep reaming this show every time. Every time they come up with another bad season, I'm going to tear it apart every time.
Mhm.
If you like this show, I'm happy for you. I wish I could get the same enjoyment from it. I really do, but it makes no sense. The
Mhm.
writing is stupid. All of it seems stale. The actors sometimes they give a good performance. Most times they're just kind of there to get a paycheck. Honestly, is what it feels
Mhm.
like. And the set pieces are average. The music is okay, but it's not nothing like to write home about. There's nothing special about this show
The
beyond
only
the
thing
names.
the only good thing I think about the show that I like is maybe the action. And
Yeah.
even sometimes the action is not that great. But they do it like so for instance, they do a great job with Nightwing's acrobatics. They
Okay.
show
Yeah.
that off a lot. They do a good job with that part of the character. Um his suit is really cool. I mean, I'm a Nightwing fan. That's probably why I keep coming back. Is because I've Nightwing's my I would say third favorite superhero. I like Nightwing a lot. I just find him an interesting character, and uh, I don't know. I don't need another storyline of this is my fault. It's my fault. I
But it's
ruined
ultimately Bruce's
everything.
fault. It's my
It's also
fault, but it's also Bruce's fault.
exactly.
And
I don't know whose fault it is,
unless I
but
kill Batman, I can't become who I'm supposed to be.
I can't. Well, and a lot of the characters are like that. Like Beast Boy had a moment where he was like that. Like, it's my fault. I did that. And it's like, bro, you were being used. Like, stop it. Like, oh, so annoying.
I would
And
like
the
to
thing,
see, I would like to see that carry over though. I would like to see that carry over. Like. I mean, I'm not saying I need a mopey Beast Boy every single episode, but a realization of what he really did more than an episode beyond.
that's true.
Like the
That's true.
weight of
It
feeling, like
was,
you
he
mauled
got,
someone to death. Like that.
he
That's
cut,
real.
he got it over. He got over it really quick.
Really
That's
quickly.
true.
Once Dick was like, "Well, you were being controlled," he was like, "Okay, works for me."
I think the thing is, I feel I don't like that people always show grief as one emotion. They're
Mhm.
like, you're just mopey and sad
Yeah,
all the time. It's like, that's not grief. That's not going through the cycle of grief. Like show the character actually going through those different emotional elements.
yeah. I thought they
And
tried,
it's
and I thought they tried to do that with Batman when Jason died because you see, like he wasn't like really grieving. He was kind of like trying to move on with it.
mhm,
And Dick's like, he died. He died. You're looking for another sidekick already?
yeah,
And then he like kind of he felt like
that's
a drug
true.
addict to me. He felt like a drug addict to me. He was like, I just need
Do
my
you
Robin.
want to be right?
Come on, man. Come on, man. You want to be Robin? One more time. Come on, one more time. I'll give you the suit back. I'll give you the suit back. Come on, man. You know you want to be Robin. It's like, that's not Batman. That's not Batman. Who is this guy? Who's this fraud?
That's so true. Yeah.
That was so weird, wasn't it?
That was
Though? He was
it was,
to come back after Jason just died.
and he's like, "Do you want to be Robin again? I don't want to be lonely." Like, I felt like that's what I was just like, oh, he's so, like, that was a very gross side to see of Batman because you're
That
not
was so bad. It was so bad. Like you've been telling us for 2 seasons that he's this hard edge guy who ruined all the Robins because he was so tough edge and he didn't embrace his emotions. And now when one of them dies, he's like completely falls apart and he's like, I can't do it without you, Dick. Come back, please. I can't do it without you, man. I need you, man. Come on, man. Like, no, that doesn't jive with who his character has been these last 2 seasons.
Mhm.
I'm just tired of these fake Batmans. I feel like everyone wants to be Batman. Like Arrow wanted to be Batman. Arrow wanted to be Batman. He wasn't Batman. Batwoman wants to be Batman, but she's not Batman. You know, Bruce Wayne in Gotham wanted to be Batman, but he's not Batman. Like, just give us a Batman show already, okay? Just stop doing these fake Batmans and give me a real Batman show. Just give me a real Batman show with a real Batman, okay? Not this fake crap with.
I think, you know what's funny is I think they think what sells is like the settings and aura of Batman, but that's not what
Yeah,
sells. It's Batman.
yeah,
Batman sells. Like,
yeah.
not like, I don't want dark, moody everything. Like, I don't want this like dark, like gritty, bloody, especially when that's not the character. When that's not the character, like, it's just, yeah.
I mean, it works. It works in certain aspects. Like in the show Gotham, it worked because some of that we had never seen before. Like we never seen that gritty of an approach in a television, like a live action television show taken to Gotham, and that's what it felt like. It felt like that's how it was supposed to be. But it doesn't work in everything you do. You can't just be like, oh, it worked once. Let's just keep doing it over and over again, and we'll see if it works again because it'll make money. It's like, no, like it doesn't work with everything because it just doesn't work with Teen Titans. They're not that kind of people. They're not that kind of characters. They're bright, flashy characters. Like
Teen Titans Go.
Yes. I mean, honestly, yes. That's what it's basically like. If you read and see the comic art from their early days, it's bright colors, it's flashy, it's funny. They make jokes because they're teenagers. They're not taking everything so seriously. Now there's a serious moment with Deathstroke. When Deathstroke comes, they get real serious about it. But like for the most part, they're a bright and colorful team. They're all making jokes because they're a family and they're all united together on a purpose of getting justice for other people, like doing the right thing. And it's so sad to see these characters be just horrendously mutilated by this company because they want a quick buck instead of like doing the work of laying a foundation for us to agree together. They are a team. Like the Avengers is a team because they laid the groundwork for so many movies. But I can't say this about the Titans. They just happen to be the same people doing the same thing. They're not a family. They don't like each other. They don't. They really don't like each other. They're always constantly bad mouthing each other. And the way Barbara Gordon acts is just horrendous. She's the worst person on the show by far. I don't like her at all.
She acts much more like holier than thou.
She's like, so pompous, and it's like, oh my gosh, yeah. You were stealing things. You were literally a robber. You were a thief. Okay, don't come at me with that. I'm better than you. Look at me. I'm a one arm, like I'm a one-legged woman in a wheelchair. Like, stop. You're not better than anybody. And why isn't her wheelchair motorized? She has a flat screen on her desk, but she has to push herself around. So stupid. Little thing. It's the little thing. It's the little things that this show messes up on that makes it so bad. I can't take credit for that joke. I heard that from a different person.
Why isn't it motorized? Oh, that's so true. Oh my god.
I just feel sorry for her whenever I see her pushing herself around. I'm just like, oh gosh, that must be so bad.
Especially for someone who's supposed to be all techie.
Yeah.
She was exactly. Oracle. Like, she was Oracle. And
she even started on Oracle. Oh my god.
She's got 2 guns strapped to her wheelchair, but that's all she can. Like, she doesn't have the tech to like make something
to make it motorized.
Yeah,
which would be so much easier just for everybody.
Put a machine gun on it. I don't know. It's just such a funny complaint. Like, go to the director. Why did you make a motorized? It's ridiculous.
It's honestly the little things of the show that make it so much worse. Like the big things are really glaringly bad, but the little things here and there make it even worse. It's like if you could just get these little things right, I mean, we wouldn't be in such a bad position. Like how Tim Drake finds out that Nightwing is Robin. That Dick Grayson is Robin. Is just. Did you get there yet?
No. That's okay.
It's so bad. It's all so bad. It just gets so much worse.
I mean, I knew he was gonna find out somebody was something. So don't, you know what I mean? Like, don't worry about that. It's okay. Just don't tell me how.
I'm not. It's just when you finish this show, let me know. It is so bad. It's just so bad at the end. At the end, it's just so much worse than the beginning. Like if I could just have the first 3 episodes and that was it, oh my gosh, this show would be so much better than the last 3 episodes because it is so bad. It's like, and I wish it was in some ways. I wish it was comically bad. Like like what's the movie, the Batman movie with the credit card?
Batman and Robin.
Yeah, that one's comically bad. Like it gets so bad that you just kind of laugh at like the crappy jokes and stuff like that. But this one is just so bad it hurts. It just hurts me. It hurts me inside.
Especially because they're not trying to be funny.
Yes.
They're not trying to be funny at all.
Yes. There's only one person on the show who is supposed to be the comic relief, but he rarely ever tells jokes, and that's Gar.
Yeah, I can see that. Well, I think we'll call it.
Okay.